Did you know? The Victoria Falls, the waterfall that has shaped tourism, evoked interest worldwide, and is known as one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, is only 168 years old. Well, technically, that is correct, for the wonder is said to have been discovered by David Livingstone on the 17th of November in 1855. But before that, the falls existed, named Mosi-oa-Tunya by the indigenous Tonga and Lozi people of the Zambezi River, the people who had built their identity and spirituality around this thunderous wall. Long before David Livingstone stood in awe looking at the falls, Tonga people lived on both sides of the river, and to them, the waterfall was a spiritual presence where the physical and the supernatural met. They called the falls Shungu na Mtitima, meaning the boiling water and the smoke. Later, the Lozi people became dominant in the region, living under the Barose kingdom, and they called it Mosi-oa-Tunya, the smoke that thunders. Enter David Livingstone, a missionary, an explorer, a doctor, and a curious British man. By 1855, he had traveled thousands of kilometers across southern Africa, guided and supported by African communities and translators. Now, as he swelled in the Zambezi River, he was accompanied by the Makololo men under the protection of Chief Sekeletu. All Livingstone wanted to do was map the river and understand African geography. It was November, the beginning of the rainy season in the southern hemisphere, and with the waters pouring from the heavens, the Victoria Falls clothed itself with majesty. And as he watched in awe, he remembered his own majestic queen, Queen Victoria, and named the falls after her. And just like that, centuries of African identity were overwritten by ink. Today, the name Victoria Falls is globally famous, making its way to textbooks, travel brochures, and UNESCO listings. But in recent decades, Zimbabweans and Zambians have asked a powerful question. Why should the world's most spectacular waterfall carry the name of a European monarch who never saw it? If Mount Kilimanjaro has remained African, if the Serengeti is African too, why should our waterfall not be African as well? Purists have gone on to argue that the name Mosi-oa-Tunya should remain because David Livingstone simply writing down the Victoria Falls for Europe does not equate to discovering it. We cannot deny Livingstone's role in making the falls a global name, both literally and figuratively. From the day he saw them, the story of the smoke that thunders spread across European newspapers, journals, and scientific circles. Maps were redrawn, travel routes were opened, and explorers flocked to the Zambezi. Over time, Victoria Falls became one of the world's most celebrated landscapes, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Yet even though the name Victoria Falls economically is a brand, culturally it is a scar. It erases the histories and the identities of the people of the valley, the Tongas and the Lozis. Now, if it were up to you, would you change the name Victoria Falls and re-embrace Shungu na Mtitima or Mosi-oa-Tunya? And do you think the Lozis and Tongas were dealt a bad hand when their identity, which centered around the falls, was stolen from them and then commercialized? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And this has been This Week in Zimbabwe Untold. Let me know any other interesting cultural and historical events that we can discuss here. And if you can, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. For now, goodbye and take care.